Hi lovelies and welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking to you about videoing and in particular how to video without getting your face on camera. And why am I doing this today? Well, it's because I've been asked quite a lot of times from my clients who are mostly business owners how to do this very thing. And that's because a lot of them are starting out in their businesses and becoming visible and they lack confidence about getting in front of the camera. I guess if you're not working in the media world, then it's not something that you do on a regular basis in normal life. And then suddenly you become a business owner and you've got to be on camera and you've never done it before, you've not had any practice, you don't know how. So they're keen to do it, but they just don't want to be on the camera. Now, that's fine. To start with, there are plenty of ways to not be on camera and still produce a good video, and that will suffice for quite a while. But eventually you will need to bite the bullet because being on camera on a video is ace and it can do loads for your visibility and credibility. People want to see your face, they want to see your, hear the way you speak alongside your gestures, arm gestures and things. They just want to know about you, and if you're not on the camera, eventually they'll start to think, well, where is she or he? Now, people lack confidence for all sorts of reasons, and often it's to do with how they perceive their look. They worry about what their family and friends are going to think, what their ex-school friends are going to think. They think they're too big and they need to lose some weight. It's just never the right time, all sorts of reasons. So let's not worry about that. Let's just ignore all of that and do some videoing without being on camera, because then at least you're getting going and you can progress from that point. So here we go. I've got some top tips for you. Now, my first one is about doing a demonstration with an overhead camera. Now, this lends itself really well to maybe somebody who cooks or who does crafting. You can do it in business too, because even with an overhead camera, you could have a piece of paper on your desk that you're writing on, or some illustrations to show. So anything that you're doing with your hands that could be a demonstration, you could be doing with the camera from above. Now that might sound quite complicated, but it's not, because you could get a tripod that angles your camera so it's facing downwards, or in some instances, depending on how much you need to use your hands in the demonstration, you could hold the camera yourself. You could get a friend to hold the camera for you. And I do know some business owners who use an iPhone or Android with the camera on it and hold the camera in their teeth while they're doing the demonstration. Now that's fine if you don't need to talk at the same time. If you do need to talk, then it's not so good having a camera stuck in your mouth. But there are all sorts of different ways to do it. You just need to figure out which is the best way for you. And these can work quite well because from overhead it's quite a nice shot anyway. And people, because there's something to watch, they won't even really recognise that you're not on the camera. It won't be in their brain. They'll just be enjoying whatever it is that you're demonstrating. So that's definitely worth a thought. Now, number two, my next one, requires you to get a Chrome extension called Loom. And this is really good because it means that you can do presentations on your computer that are recorded on the computer, and then you can share those. So basically what you do is you create a presentation using PowerPoint, if that's what you normally use, or a Word document, whatever works best for you. And once you've created it, you can take yourself through the slideshow while talking. So you're telling people what's on the slides and why they're on the slides and why it's relevant, all that stuff. But if you're using Loom extension for Chrome, then you can be recording all of that while you're doing it. So you've got your presentation done and you're working through it and talking at the same time while recording it with Loom. And then that just downloads as a whole video, which you can then use on your YouTube channel or on social media, wherever you're putting them. Now, I know you're going to be going, oh God, that sounds really complicated, but it's not. Loom's dead easy to use. Just Google it. There's videos out there about how to do it, and it really is not hard. And it's a great way to do a how-to video presentation without needing to actually be on the camera. And people use this all the time, so just get on and do that, because I think you'll probably really enjoy it. Now, for my next tip, you're going to need another bit of software called Wave.com, and this is so that you can produce like a slideshow of videos or photographs or a mixture of the both with captions on each of the videos or photos. So what you could be doing is, again, like a how-to video. So the topic could be something like how to use Pinterest for business. So you would go on to, well, you can use either your own pictures and videos or find them on Wave or on Canva or wherever you go for them normally. And basically with Wave, you just almost like develop a set of like a slideshow with these videos that you've found or are using. But the difference is this time, rather than you talking, you actually put written word on the slides themselves. So on the video or on the picture, there'll be like a caption on it. So taking our example of Pinterest, you know, how to use Pinterest for business. Number one tip might be, don't forget it's a search engine, or it's great because it's a search engine. And that would be on your first slide, and then it just slide onto the next one, and there'll be another tip, such as make lots of how-to pin boards. Whatever the topic is, whatever the advice is that you're giving, you just put each on a slide, put that all together, Wave does it for you, download it, and again, it's good to go. You don't even have to talk on that one, so if you don't like the sound of your voice, it's a win-win. So yeah, give that one a go and let me know how you get on, because I think that might be really good for you. Now, number 4 is something that everybody seems to love, and that's a behind the scenes video. If you do this, you can be obviously behind the camera showing your audience whatever is in front of you. So you might be showing them around your workspace or around your shed, or showing them your book shelves. I've got quite a few bookcases in here stuffed full of business books, so you could be going along there so people can see what the sorts of things are that you're reading. If you go slow enough, they can get some ideas for themselves. It could be that you're behind the scenes at an event that you're at. It could even be, certainly for things like Instagram stories or Facebook stories, a little video of something in your life, like your dog's playing. I look down there then because that's where mine are at the moment, behaving themselves. Or it could be, you know, when you're out on a walk somewhere or in the city, you know, just show them what you're getting up to. And you can do all of that without needing to be on the camera, so that's ace. So, and people love them, absolutely love the behind the scenes stuff, so I'd definitely go on and give that a whirl. Now my next tip, number 5, is great for business owners, and that's because it's a way to show some strategy or a piece of thinking or a diagram or an illustration without needing to be facing the camera. And that's by using a flip chart. So if you get yourself a flip chart, you can get them quite inexpensively from all over the place with some of the paper on. And if you have the camera aimed at the flip chart and you write on it the thing that you want to tell your audience, all they can see is your hand. Because your hand's there and it's moving, it's almost like you're live with them. And because what you're saying is all on the paper and it looks like it needs to be on the paper, so you might be drawing a strategy triangle or you know, needing to illustrate something with a drawing. It could be anything like that. Because you're doing that, they won't even again notice that you're not on the camera. They're just being engrossed in what you're doing. And it's a really good way to get a point across, a business point across. And it's quite good fun because obviously you can just wax lyrical behind the camera while you're drawing or writing. So that's really good fun. And I really enjoy these for when I'm talking about strategy with people, because I've got all sorts of different drawings and illustrations and diagrams that I like to use when I'm talking about strategy and how you can develop strategy for business. So using a flip chart is a good way to do that if you don't want to sit and do it like this. So there you go, those are my 5 tips for doing a video without being on camera. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you liked what you heard and what you saw, then please feel free to subscribe to this video and press that notification bell too, so that you'll always be told when I've uploaded another video. So have a great time for the rest of the day, and I'll see you soon.